time to walk away. Because no matter where we wanna go, the mess we left is sure to show. 'Cause it's all we ever do. Two more dreams delayed, hearing what you say, but it's easier for you to black out than to see. I wonder what you need. Does it all come back to me? Can I let you go if I'm faced with a mirror? Oh, I've no excuse to sit and stare alone. The future's back, present leaving no. Could you stare me in my fussed up face? Make a turn and say you'll stay in place. 'Cause it's what you wanna do. 10 more dreams today, meaning what you say. It seems easier for you to blur out than to see, than to wonder what you need. 'Cause it doesn't seem like me.
Good morning, language warriors. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. It is Tuesday, September 12th, and it is 9:56 a.m. this morning. And it's a rainy day. It's a rainy day. Finally, we have some rain. Finally. So I'm happy about that. It's a nice rainy day. We need the rain. And it's a perfect day for me because I usually get a lot of work done when it's a rainy day. So I have a lot of work to do today, so I'm looking forward to getting a lot done. Hello, Carl. Hello, Bella. Hello, Tanya. And Zoe. Hello, Anjali. Welcome to my live stream. This is English Q&A session with Teacher Mark. What does Q&A mean? Q&A means question and answer. So if you want to ask me questions, then you can. Okay? Q&A means question and answer. So that's what we do here. I try to answer as many questions as I can. Okay, but there are many people here. Okay, so if you have questions, you have to be patient. Okay, you have to be patient. I'm trying to help everyone. And there are many people, so. All right? How is everyone doing? Hello, Raj and Ellie and Kiki. Hello, Oksana. Hello, Wilmer. Good morning. I await your questions. I'm doing pretty well. I worked late last night, but I feel good because I got a lot done. So, I found a new program to help me write my book, and it's a really interesting program. I really like it so far. It's called Scrivener. And I really like it. It's interesting. It's really, really helping me write much, much better than before. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. It's called Scrivener. That's the name of the program I'm using. And yeah, it's really interesting. If you write anything, if you're a writer, then you should take a look at that program because it's pretty useful, I think. Yeah, I really like it so far. Thank you, Kiki. And I saw many people wrote comments about my book. You know, some people said, or one guy said he thought that the fonts were not appropriate for adults. And who was it? Oh, I can't remember. There were some comments or some suggestions. And I am fine with hearing your suggestions, but I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet, so you're giving me suggestions, but I'm not done yet, so you don't really know what it's going to look like when I'm finished. So maybe you just wait. Maybe you should just wait and see. Maybe you should just wait and see. I have a very good vision in my mind about how this book will look. I have a very clear vision about what I want this book to be. So don't worry. If you want to write a book, you write your own book. You can use your own suggestions, but I already know what I want to do. Wilmer doesn't have any questions today. Okay, Wilmer, well, then let's just hang out. Did I get your book? 101011. I don't remember getting a message from you. Did you send me a message? Or did you send me an email? I'm sorry. It's morning 101011. You need to remind me what you're talking about. I can't remember. Bella says, I can't speak English because I don't have any way to practice. How can I speak to myself? Bella, you can practice English anytime you want, all day. If you learn how to think in English, just do all of the things you normally do every day, but think about them using English. Wake up in the morning and say, I need to brush my teeth. I need to make breakfast. I need to go to work. I want to eat lunch at that restaurant. I like that dog. I don't like that cat. Start with simple things you can think about in English all day. The very secret that I teach, the only secret that I teach, is that you can practice language anytime you want, and it doesn't matter where you live, if you can learn how to think in that language. Learn how to think in English. Just type what you're typing to me, but type it in your brain. Instead of typing here, type here. That is what you do. Okay, Bella? You can practice English anywhere in the world. In here, this thing here, your brain, is virtual reality. Your brain is virtual reality. Mark Zuckerberg is spending billions of dollars to create something that we already have. Virtual reality. Most people don't use it, but we have it. Okay? Nuruddin, you want me to help you with what? You have to present yourself in 7 minutes for a PhD interview. Wow. Hold on a minute. Let me see if there's a good link that might be able to help you with that. Here. Perfect. Oh, look at this. This looks like exactly what you need. How to ace your PhD interview, to ace something means to do very, very well. So, Noradine, go to this website, and it has 10 topics that you need to be able to speak about for your interview. Okay, your PhD goals. Why did you choose this PhD program? What are your research interests? What are the important issues in your field? Your PhD resume and your statement of purpose. All of this is listed here. Okay, so go to that website and you'll be fine. Okay, Nordine? And Oksana, you want to know, can you ask me any questions? Sure. You can ask me. I don't know if I will answer. But you can try. Sure. Whatever question you have, why not? Where is my location? I am in America, the United States, in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. Ellie wants to know, is Scrivener useful for lecturers? I think I would say yes. Do you know why, Ellie? Let me show you one cool thing about Scrivener. I think I can pull it up right here on my iPad. Well, one reason is because they have a laptop version, but they also have an iPad version. So, on my iPad version, here's my book right there. Okay, but they also have this very cool view where you have note cards. And you can see all of your notes and pull them all up. So if you want to, you can instantly go back and forth from this note card view to the writing view. And for lecturers, I would think that would be super useful. That's how I give a lecture. I use notes mostly. But occasionally, maybe there might be one paragraph that I want to read exactly as I wrote it, so I could go back and forth with those. And there are ways to organize your research and everything. It's really useful. Yeah, I wish I would have known about this program years ago. I absolutely hate the program Word, Microsoft Word. That is the worst program ever made. They should be ashamed and embarrassed that they still sell that program. Nobody should pay money for Word. Word should pay people to use it because it's that terrible. How much will my book be? I don't know yet, Nuruddin. I don't know yet. Uh, 101011. You wrote poems, but where did you send them? Where did you send them to me? Oh, well then how can I help you? If you didn't send anything to me, then you said, did you get my book? What do you mean, did I get your book? What book? I'm very confused. Nuruddin, my book will be, you can buy a real book if you want to, but I also am going to make digital versions of my book. So you can buy one and just put it on your phone or your iPad or something like that. Hati says, why does it seem like our progress comes to a halt after we've been making progress for a while? That's a good question. Hati, that's what we call plateauing. A plateau is a word, it's a geography word, actually. A plateau is a very flat area that's very high. So maybe, high up on a cliff, and then it's very, very, very flat. That is a plateau. All right? So a plateau is a very high, flat area. And that's the way learning works, is you start learning in the beginning and you make these big, big jumps. But then you hit a point where you stop making big jumps and you just feel like you're kind of going like this the whole time. You're in one place, right? And then you do make more jumps, but the jumps don't happen so big. They're smaller jumps. So the way learning works, in the beginning, the jumps you make are very big. But then you hit a point where you plateau. And then, from that point, you do improve more. There are ways to improve more, but your progress is going to be smaller from that point on. And the more advanced you become, the smaller the increments of your progress will become. That's just the way any learning works. The more difficult something becomes, the slower your progress becomes. Okay? So, how can you fix that, Hati? The way you can fix that is by thinking about, what are you studying? The thing you're studying is a mountain, right? The thing you are studying is a mountain, and you're looking at that mountain from one direction. And you've been looking at that mountain from one direction the entire time. So you know what this mountain looks like on this side. You know what it looks like from this viewpoint. You need to try to figure out how you can look at the mountain from another viewpoint. Okay? This is what I call facets of learning, or frameworks, where I want you to try to think about the subject that you're studying and try to think about, how many ways can I look at this thing? So, for example, if you're studying English, okay, let's just try topics. Like, what about topics? Can you talk about your family? Can you talk about your friends? Can you talk about work? Can you talk about school? How well can you talk about those things? If you can talk about those things pretty well, okay, then how about things like religion or politics or philosophy or economics or psychology? Can you talk about those things? Hati, if you feel like you are plateauing, part of the reason why is because you are not challenging yourself enough anymore. So you need to find a new way to challenge yourself. And the way I do that is by thinking about the mountain and trying to find a new way to look at that mountain. Okay? Amar says, I'm a person who loves animation. Does animation help in education? Anmar, sorry. No, I'm sorry. I did say it correctly. It's Amar. Amar, any other talent that you have can help in education. So I am a teacher, but I am a drummer also. And I'm also a very good cook. And I use music and food to help teach. I use music and food to help keep my students interested in me and in learning. Okay? So whatever extra talents you have, yeah, they're very useful for education. Students will always admire real passion. So if you have a real passion for something, show that to your students and they will like it and they will be inspired by it. Okay? So yes, and Amar, I don't know what kind of animation you do, but I need animation. I need some illustrations for my book. So if you do illustrations and you want to help me with my book, send me a message. Khan Baba, how can you correct your writing? Khan Baba, there are a lot of easy ways to correct your writing now. You can use AI. You can use ChatGPT to correct your writing. There are websites like Grammarly.com. Even HelloTalk has some grammar tools to help you fix your writing. There are lots and lots of tools to help you fix your writing. Use ChatGPT. Type your writing into ChatGPT and then ask ChatGPT to correct your writing and show you what was wrong. That's the most important part. Tell ChatGPT to correct your writing and to explain what you did wrong. It will do that for you. Okay? If you don't understand, then you can come ask me. Okay? Please be patient, everyone. Alice, 我不知道. I don't know. 我不是律师. 你需要一个律师. You need a lawyer for that question. I don't know anything about that. Okay? You helped someone, and in the end, you got blocked and you feel used, so you don't send personal messages to anyone. 101011. My friend, look at me. Life is hard. Lots of people will use you. Lots of people will be mean to you. That is the world we live in, my friend. Are you going to let them change you every time that something bad happens to you? Every time someone uses you, you're going to get all upset about it? Well, I have news for you. Life is going to be very difficult for you. You need to get used to the fact that if you try to help somebody, that is a good thing. If they don't treat it like a good thing, that doesn't mean it's not a good thing. That means they are a bad person. Don't let a bad person make your good thing a bad thing. Continue to do good. Okay? Otherwise, what's the point in doing good at all? You're just as bad as the person who got blocked because you're just being, oh, I feel so used. I was blah, blah, blah. Man, life is hard. I'm sorry, but come on. That's not a good enough excuse. If you really want to do something, then don't let people stop you. No, I don't live in the West. 我就在美国，在中部. Oh, that's right. You wanted a book on American history, art, and culture. And I told you to message me. If you don't message me, I can't help you. Message me and I will give you a book. So, 101011, you didn't message me, so I didn't give you your book. See? You said, but I don't message people. So now I'm not helping you. Message me and I'll give you the book. Okay. Which app do I use for notes? Usually I use Apple Notes. Most of my notes are on Apple Notes, but actually I'll probably start using Scrivener more. I really like Scrivener. I live in Cincinnati. Will I ever become fluent? Muhammad, that is up to you. Fluent just means one thing. Fluent means you have strong mental language. That's what fluent means. If you have strong mental language, then you can use it very easily to write, read, listen, or speak. That's what you call fluency. So if you want to be fluent, then you must use English in your mind all the time. Bella, yes, I am a drummer. This is my music studio. Yes, please, Bellin, send me the drawings. Yes, absolutely, I want to see Adri's drawings. Definitely. Yes, Bellin. And Riham, do you mean reading about those topics to know how to speak about them? No. If you're talking about the PhD thing, no. The PhD thing, you need to write an introduction for yourself. You need to sit down and you need to answer those 10 questions on paper. Then you need to remember those. You need to look at them. Not memorize. Don't memorize. No, this is your life. You don't need to memorize it. It's your life. I don't think you need to try to remember it. But you do need to know what they're going to ask so that you can answer. So you need to write an interview like this. What are your PhD goals? Well, sir, my PhD goals are blah, 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 blah. Why are you choosing this PhD program? Well, ma'am, I would really like to go to this PhD program because blah, 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 blah. That's what you need to do, okay? What makes me happy about teaching others? Tariq wants to know. I like to help people. I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes because I yell, but I yell because learning is a serious thing, and you should be serious about it. That's really what it comes down to, is it just is always amazing to me how lazy people want to be about their brain. About their brain. Like, I understand wanting to be lazy about your body, but I don't understand wanting to be lazy about your brain. Yeah. So I like to try to, I'm a coach. I'm a brain coach. Hello, Lily. Hello, Stephen. Sophia, I don't know if you can use ChatGPT in China. I don't know about that either. But, I would think there's a Chinese version of it. Is there no Chinese AI yet? Really? That's kind of surprising. Jack says, 中国可以用 ChatGPT， 他说你们可以。Do I have podcasts? Not yet, Mohammed, but I'm working on it. After I finish my book, I want to do a podcast about my book. Can I explain the meaning of wilder with its two different pronunciations? Let me think about that for a moment. Yeah, okay. Avery, so the word wilder, or let me see something here. There's two ways to look at this word. But the truth is, Avery, you don't need to know the meaning of either of these words because no one uses these words. Okay? So, one version of the word is wilder, and it means to lose your way. But we never use that word. We never use that word. We describe it another way. We don't use the word wilder. Like they have a sentence here. It says, we have come to unknown lands where we have wildered ourselves. No, it'd be wildered. Wildered ourselves. Yeah, sorry. That would be wildered ourselves. But I have never seen that word used in my lifetime until now. Okay, so that's the first version is wildered, right? Wilder and wildered. But then there's wilder. And again, we never use the word wilder. We do use this word. Bewildered. Bewildered means you're confused. Okay? You're confused. So, wildered, though, nobody uses the form wildered. We use the form bewildered. Okay? So, seriously, don't even worry about that word because I have never in my life seen the word wildered or wildered used. I've seen bewildered used, but never have I actually seen wildered or wildered used. Okay? Please be patient. Please be patient. Please be patient. Is what for free? Mohammed says, I'd love to get that book, but reading is a headache to me. Well, Mohammed, I'm going to have an audiobook too, Mohammed, if that helps. There's going to be an audiobook, and I'm also going to make a video course. But, Mohammed, books are still the greatest creation humans have ever made. Books. Computers are not as good as books. Books are still the best technology that humans have. So if you don't want to use the best technology that humans have, that's kind of a problem, Mohammed. That's a problem. You want to learn and you don't want to use the best thing we have for learning. Okay? Hello, Rita. When is my birthday? Well, it's coming soon. 5 days. September 17th. September 17th is when my birthday is. Wow, 10:30 already. How much does my book cost? I don't know yet. I have not put a price on it yet. I'm not finished writing it. Magic, I'm not finished writing it yet. When I finish writing it, I will let everyone know where you can get it. Okay? Abdijali, Abdijalil. I am writing a book about all of my teaching methods and my thoughts about language learning. Someone said in her live stream that if you don't have an American accent, you will not be hired in the U.S. Is that true? No, it's not true. Kiki, one of my favorite people is a woman who works at the post office here. She's Indian, and she has a strong Indian accent, but she works at the post office here in my neighborhood. And no, that is completely false. I know hundreds of people here that have an accent and they all have good jobs. I probably know thousands of people here who have good jobs and an accent. That's a stupid, silly thing to say. You can't get hired here if you don't have an American accent. That's called linguicism. Do you guys know what that word? Linguicism is when you judge somebody based on their language ability, right? So if you hear somebody's English and you think, oh, their English is bad, they must be stupid. That is linguicism. It's judging people based on their language, right? And yes, there are people who do that, but I don't worry about those people because those people are usually the stupid ones. People who judge other people's language, most of the time, they themselves don't have great language. That's why they judge you about your language. Okay? Muhammad says, but within the first few lines, I feel I'm done, so that's the only reason. Well, Muhammad, then you haven't read a good book. Muhammad, if you get a good book, you won't be able to put it down. Okay? And reading books from your phone is a bad idea. Well, again, it's 2023, Muhammad. If you write a book, you have to do it as a digital book too. You must. It's a requirement. Okay? I like real books, but I have an entire library on my phone. And no, Muhammad, you won't hurt your eyes. Do you know how much time I spend looking at a screen? My eyes are fine. No. Linguicism is a cousin of racism. That's right. To be racist is to judge people based on their race. To be a linguist is to judge people based on their language. What is my screen time? Farzad, my job is being a live streamer. So I spend more time than almost anybody online. I should say not online. I mean in front of a screen. Right here in this room, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens. I have 7 screens in this room alone. So, I'm constantly on a computer or on a screen. Yeah, constantly. I'll be okay. Yes, I know I should use special glasses and everything, but can I learn English in 6 months? Youssef, can I learn Arabic in 6 months? Muhammad says, it's not the story, it's the vocabulary that seems hard to me. Well, then again, you're choosing the wrong level of book for you. You need to choose a book that's the right level for you, and then you'll be able to read it without feeling frustrated. All right? Yeah, linguistic discrimination. That's right. It's called linguicism. Yeah, linguicism. Hello, Sadat. Simone says, I want to become fluent in English. How can I do this? Simone, the word fluent, in the dictionary, they have a terrible definition for the word fluent, but I have a good definition for the word fluent. The word fluent means you have good mental language. If you have strong mental language, then you can use it easily. That is what you call fluency. Okay, that's what you call fluency. So, the secret of being fluent is strong mental ability with your language. That means you need to stop thinking in Italian. You need to start thinking in English every day, as much as you can. So today, start thinking in English for 5 minutes. Tomorrow, think in English for 10 minutes. The next day, 15. And so on. Okay? If you can think in English all day, then guess what? You are fluent. If you can think in English all day, then you are fluent. Okay? Make your mental language strong, and your physical language will be strong. What is the hardest task in English among the 4 tasks? Well, Farzad, there are not 4 tasks. There are 5. They tell you there are 4: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. But the 5th one is thinking. And that is the most important one, and it's the most difficult one. But if you can have good, strong thinking in English, then you can write, read, listen, and speak in English very easily. Okay? And then, Farzad, if you're not talking about thinking in English, writing, reading, listening, and speaking, which one is the most difficult? That's up to you. It's different for every person. Some people are better at speaking, but not good at writing. Some people are good at writing, but not good at speaking. Whatever your weakness is, the thing that you are bad at, that is what you need to do. Whatever you're good at, you don't need to practice that. When you practice the things that you're already good at, you are just trying to make yourself feel good. You are not studying. You are ego stroking. Ego stroking means telling yourself, I'm really good. I'm so good. Look at me. I'm so awesome. When you do the easy things, that's how you feel. I'm so great. I'm so awesome. This is easy. No, you need to do the difficult things. Focus on those things. That's how you make improvement. Okay? How can I move from level 2 to level 3? Yusuf, I don't know what level 2 and level 3 means. That doesn't mean anything to me. Stop thinking about levels and just think about your ability to use the language. Yusuf, write down a bunch of topics and then ask yourself a question. Can you talk about that topic? Can you talk about your friends? Can you talk about your family? Can you talk about your work? Can you talk about your school? Can you talk about your goals and your dreams and your interests? Can you talk about politics and religion and philosophy and economics? Don't think about levels. Think about what you want to talk about. What do you want to talk about? Can you do it? That is the only level I think about. Can I talk about this thing or not? Okay? Muhammad, a book based on A1, A2 level. Again, Muhammad, search online. Google it. I'm sure there is a list of ESL books for A1 and A2. Okay? Watch me, Muhammad. Here's what I'm going to do. ESL books for A1, A2. Enter. And here we go. Reading. Here is a website that has 30 books in English to learn based on your level. Okay, Muhammad, go there. I think it's Olivier. Olivier says, I understand when I read a text or a book, but I have problems when I listen to native speakers. Olivier, can you understand me? If you can understand me, then the problem is you're listening to the wrong people. Olivier, not everyone speaks well. So, don't listen to anyone who's a native speaker. No. There are millions of native speakers who don't speak well. You need to find the native speakers who do speak well and listen to them. Okay? So don't listen to everybody. Listen to the best. All right? Simone wants to know how to improve your vocabulary. Simone, there are many ways to improve your vocabulary. The most important thing is that you need a system. English vocabulary is vast. Vast. Do you guys know that word? V-A-S-T. Vast. It means very, very big. It's very big. So, it's too big to do it without a system. You need a pattern to learn English vocabulary. There are many different patterns you can use. You can learn about etymology and where the words come from. You can learn words based on topics and, categories, right? You can learn words from reading. You can use a thesaurus to learn all the synonyms of a word. There are many, many ways to learn English vocabulary, but the most important thing is you must have a system. Do I know Stephen Karachi? No, never heard of him. Is thinking in English like brainstorming? No, thinking in English is just like thinking in Farsi, but in English. Farzad, on your phone, you can change the language on your phone, right? I want you to go into your brain and change the language. Okay? Sadat wants to learn English. Sadat, then what you should do is go here. Go to my YouTube channel. Mohammed says, thinking in English means translating ideas to English directly without converting from your native language. That's correct. But it's not translating. There's no translating at all. It's just knowing that word in that language. We are trying to get rid of the translation part. We're trying to get rid of that. You don't need to translate anything. Mohammed, if you grow up in a country where they speak more than one language, like if you grow up in Switzerland, you might speak French and maybe German. I don't know, right? If you're born there, they don't switch from one language to another. Like they don't say, "Oh, well, I use French for everything and then I translate." No. If you're born there and you learn both languages as a child, then you switch languages in your brain. Whenever you use that language, you use that brain, right? So if I'm speaking English, I'm using my English brain. If I'm speaking Chinese, I'm using my Chinese brain. If I'm speaking German, I'm using my German brain. Okay? That's what I mean. Zara says, I worry about making grammar mistakes while speaking. Well, Zara, I want to tell you to stop worrying because no one cares about grammar mistakes. No one. Everybody in the world hates grammar. Everyone in the world hates grammar. So guess what? If you make a mistake, no one's going to care because they hate grammar too. So relax, okay? We all hate grammar. Tanya says, I thought when you practice something you're already good at, you become excellent in it. Not really, no, Tanya. No. People who are good at something are always looking to challenge themselves. So they're not. You might think they're doing the same thing, but they're not. They're finding another way to look at it. It's hard to explain, Tanya, but when I'm thinking about my drumming, there are times when I work on some things that I am good at, but I try to find a way to make it hard to challenge myself, right? So it is something that I'm good at, but I find a way to make it hard for me. That way I'm not doing the easy thing. Okay? Is it okay if we think in English if we make mistakes? Yes, Hadi. When you think in English, everyone, listen to me. Listen to me. This is important. I don't care about your grammar in here. It doesn't matter. Right now, you have a baby English mind. If you use your baby English mind, it will grow. It will learn. It will improve. If you don't use your baby English mind, it will always be a baby English mind. If you use it, it will grow. And as it grows, your grammar will improve. And your ability will improve. But in the beginning, I don't care about your grammar at all. Babies don't care about grammar, do they? No. Me want apple. I want you to have a baby brain. Doesn't matter. Grammar is not important. Okay? That's right. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. And yes, I have a YouTube channel. It's right here. Many of these live streams are on my YouTube channel, and you can go watch, and there are lots of great tips there. Okay? Okay. I don't have a son. I'm not married. Okay, so Olivier, they talk too fast. That's the reason I don't understand them. Okay, so Olivier, do you know what we do if someone speaks too fast? We say, I'm sorry, you're speaking too fast. Could you please slow down a little bit? So if I can do that, then you can do that too. So if someone is speaking too fast, just look at them and say, hey, I'm really sorry, but my English is not quite that good. Could you slow down just a little bit for me, please? Okay, just be humble and say, could you please slow down for me? I would appreciate it. Okay? Rose, Rose, 每天你需要用你的英文的脑 ，OK？每天早上你想，哦，我肚子饿，你可以说 I'm hungry。如果你想，哦，我很忙，你可以说 I'm very busy。你需要想很简单的东西 ，OK？ 都可以，随便 ，OK？ See, look, 你看，没有翻译。I'm not translating. I'm just using the Chinese that I know. Because I have Chinese brain. Okay? You don't need grammar. Why do you need grammar? Tell me why, Mila. Grammar is a tool. Grammar helps you to communicate better. But grammar is not language. Language is language. Grammar is just the theory of language. And grammar can make your understanding of language better. But I know a lot of people who speak really well and they don't know anything about grammar. Almost every American that you've ever heard that speaks well doesn't know anything about grammar. If you ask them, was that the past participle or was that the pluperfect or the present perfect? They won't know. They won't know what they said grammatically. They don't care. Language is not about grammar. Language is about communication and expression. Focus on that. Mila, language is taught incorrectly because they teach you about the language. They don't teach you the language. Teaching you about grammar is not the same thing as being able to use the language. So that's why, no, I don't care about grammar, and neither should you. Most of the time. If you're taking a test, grammar is important. If you're at work, grammar is important. If you're at school, grammar is important. But outside of taking a test, outside of work, and outside of school, no, I don't care about grammar. Okay? Do I teach grammar? No. There are millions of people who can teach grammar. I don't want to. Not interested. Mila says, but if my sentences are correct, it's more pleasant to listen to me, right? Yeah. Right. So, grammar does facilitate language. Facilitate. It means to make something happen a little bit more smoothly. Grammar can facilitate language. But, Mila, my point is just that there's too much focus on grammar and not enough focus on practical usage. Okay? That's my point. Am I drained? No. No. Yeah. Language, all around the world really needs to change the way they need to change their approach to teaching language, because they are teaching you about the language, but they're not teaching you the language. So let me ask you a question. If you study a language in school for 3 or 4 years, in high school, let's say, and they focus on grammar, almost all of high school in America, when they teach you a language, they focus on grammar. And almost everybody that takes a language here, they hate it. 1, they hate it. And 2, they don't remember anything later. They don't remember any of it. I studied German for 3 years, and I don't know how to speak German. The reason why is because they were teaching me about German. They were not teaching me German. They were teaching me about German. That's different. When you're reading about the language, that's not the same as learning the language. It's a very different thing. It's like reading about music instead of learning how to play. If you read about a Mozart piece, if you read about Beethoven, is that the same thing as listening to Beethoven? Is that the same thing as making music? No. So that's my point. They teach language the wrong way because they're teaching it like you're reading about something instead of doing it. So stupid. Language should be taught the same way music is. When we teach music, you don't need to know all of music theory to create music. You can learn just a little bit of music theory. Just a little bit. And if you know just that much, you can make millions of songs. Great songs. That's how English or any language should be taught. We are trying to make people experts of grammar before we teach them how to even make a melody. Make a simple melody. You're asking people to be a theoretical expert of something before they can even practically use it at all. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Reading about swimming. That's right. Yeah, it's kind of like reading about swimming. Yeah, it might kind of be a little useful, but it's not the same thing as jumping in the water and doing it. That's a good, I like that. Ahmed, the other analogy that I like to tell people is that the way we teach language now is you want to learn how to drive, right? You want to learn how to drive, but they aren't teaching you how to drive. They are giving you a book that tells you about the car and about the engine and how it works. They're not teaching you how to drive the car. They're teaching you about how a car works. But guess what? I don't know how a car really works, and I can drive. So that's my point, Mila, is that they keep focusing on how a car works, but nobody can drive, man. Let the people learn how to drive. That's what we should be focusing on, is using it, not learning how to talk about it or how it works. Okay? In music, music theory is the same thing as language theory. Musicians, we have a language. We can talk to each other. Was that a major chord or a minor chord? Did you add a flat 7 or a flat 9 or a sharp 11? Is that a 1-4-5 or is that a 2-5-6-1? Those are all musical terms. And if you're a musician, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Music theory just lets me think about music better. That's all. But music theory is not the point. The point is music. Grammar is not the point. The point is speaking. The point is language. Grammar is not the point. Okay? Make simple music with your language. That's all that we should be doing. We're trying to make music, people. All right? I can speak Chinese for the same reason that I can play piano. I know how to think about music, so I can play piano. I know how to think about Chinese, so I can use Chinese. So it's all about developing your mind. If your mental language is strong, your physical language will be strong. If your mental language is weak, your physical language will be weak. Let me say that one more time for everybody. If your mental language is strong, your physical language will be strong. What do I mean when I say physical language? I mean writing, reading, listening, and speaking. Your ability to use the language. So if your mental language is strong, then you will be able to use it with writing and reading and listening and speaking. Okay? Thank you, Mila. Pronunciation is also important. Not really in America, Mio. I don't think pronunciation is that important. Why? Because America is a land of immigrants. That means that the entire country of America was created by many people from many places who speak many different ways. So when I think about English, I don't have one idea of English in my mind. I think about English There's the way English sounds where I live. There's the way English sounds in New York. There's the way English sounds in Boston. There's the way English sounds in Texas or Georgia. There's the way English sounds in England or in Scotland or in South Africa or New Zealand or Australia. English sounds different because English is a language made of people from everywhere. Yeah, American English in particular. Okay? Yes, I did learn German in high school for 3 years, and I still know a little bit, but almost nothing. And the reason why is because the way they taught me was just terrible. I know that now because I taught myself Chinese. German is not supposed to be as difficult as Chinese is, but German was much harder for me. And the reason why is because I learned how to think in Chinese. Listening and speaking are totally different skills. Yes, they are. Of course. How should they teach thinking, Mila? Well, I have a whole system that I've designed for helping you learn how to think in English. But really, Mila, what it comes down to is one very simple thing. For example, when I was learning German in high school, right, on the first day, when you come to class and they teach you Guten Tag, Guten Tag means good day in German. That first day, on the first day, they should have told you, now you know Guten Tag. Okay, good. Now, the rest of your day, everywhere you go, when you see somebody in the hallway or in the classroom, in your mind, you should say to them, Guten Tag, Guten Tag, Guten Tag, Guten Tag, Guten Tag. That is the thing that they did not tell me. They didn't tell me that you need to make a connection to using it in your mind. That's all. So whatever they teach you in the classroom, they should tell you that is what you should be trying to practice thinking the rest of the week. Okay? You are welcome, Hasanka. What is mental language? I mean your ability to think in that language, Rong Momo. So, 如果你说中文，你需要想中文；如果你说英文，你需要想英文。听得懂吗？Yes, that's true. Chinese has almost no grammar. That is why I was able to think in Chinese more easily than I was able to think in German. Because Chinese grammar is really easy. Chinese grammar is really easy. So that's awesome. It means that actually learning how to think in Chinese is pretty easy. But it doesn't matter about the grammar. I don't care what language it is. Japanese, German, French, Chinese, Italian, Portuguese, whatever. When you are learning in the beginning, I don't care about your grammar. You need to think about your brain is like a baby. And a baby's language develops as they use it. Right? So if you use your baby brain, you will grow. If you don't use it, you won't. You have a baby English brain. You need to use it so it will grow. Okay? My connection's bad. You want me to kill myself. Well, aren't you nice? Sama la. Sama la. 你有什么问题？为什么你说好奇怪？Ah, I think I'm frozen. Yeah, hello everybody. I'm sorry about that. I had to restart my router. Yes, I'm sorry, Absolute Principal. I'm talking to you from the other side of the world. Sometimes there are problems. You have to deal with it. That's life. Okay? If you don't like my connection, I'm sorry, but that's the connection I have. If you want to, you can pay me money and then I'll get a better connection. But if you don't pay me money, then deal. Okay, I'm back. The internet and computers are full of problems. You only had to wait for about 2 minutes. It's not the end of the world. Okay. In the US, we also have connection problems. Yeah, of course we do. Yeah, because everybody in America is using the internet all at the same time. So yeah, sometimes we have connection problems. Yeah. Ah, Sophia says there's no connection problems in Korea. Yeah, I didn't have any connection problems in Taiwan either. But in America, yeah, I have connection problems. Sorry, that's life. All right, well, it is 11:15, and I've been online for a couple of hours. I'm not going to do a second live stream today. I'm just doing only one live stream today. So I'm going to do another, let's say, about another 20 or 30 minutes. So if you have more questions, then ask me. Or if you would like to come up on stage and talk to me, then raise your hand. Okay? But really, people, let's talk for just 1 second. What are we doing right now? I am sitting in a room in America, in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm talking to you live all around the world to hundreds of people all around the world. You understand that that is not an easy thing to do, right? You do understand that this is amazing, right? My signal is going into outer space and going to hundreds of people all around the world live. But when I lose my connection for 1 minute, everybody loses their mind like, oh my God, what happened? Your connection's not very good. This is crazy what we're doing. You can deal with it if it's every once in a while there's a few problems. Wrong Momo, you received a message that said you can buy Mark's English lessons in Hello Talk. Is it real? Yeah, it should be real. If you go to my profile page, then you can buy my lessons. Wrong Momo, if the lessons are on my profile page, then they are real. Okay? What is my job besides education coach? Bui Tianan, my job is being me. My job is being me. So I do whatever I can do. That's my answer. I do many things. I teach, I play music, I'm writing my book. I've done lots of stuff, translating and marketing and other stuff, okay? Is there any other language whose pronunciation is close to English? No, not really. English is a language that comes from many other languages. So it's not really close to any one language because it's a mix of many languages. Okay? Hello, Lillian. Sometimes the screen is still frozen. I don't know why. It should be good. Let me see something. Let me make sure I'm on my Ethernet connection. Can I correct your story sometimes? Sophia, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I have 53,000 followers. I get hundreds of messages all the time. I cannot help every single person that sends me a message. Okay? But Sophia, you don't need me anymore to correct your stuff. Use AI. You can use ChatGPT and you can type in your writing and ask it to correct your writing and tell you what you did wrong. Okay? It will tell you. You can use ChatGPT to do your grammar corrections. And it will explain to you what you did wrong and how you can do it better. All right? And if you don't understand, you can ask ChatGPT, can you create an exercise for me to practice this thing? And it will. Okay? Shaheen, what is my name? I don't know, Shaheen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. It says my name right there. All right. Did anybody raise their hand? No. Nobody raised their hand. Nobody wants to talk to me. That's okay. Still no more questions. I'm waiting for more questions. What is the key to speaking? Thinking. That's the key to speaking. Thinking. Language is thought. As far as you know. Wrong Momo. Yes, you can go to my profile page on Hello Talk and you will see the lessons that you can buy from me. I have many lessons. There are some that are 1 hour. There are some that are 15 minutes. There are some that are 30 minutes. Okay? And yes, you can go there and you can see my schedule. When am I available? And you can choose a time and schedule your lesson. Okay? Do I have a website? I have a YouTube. Here. That's my YouTube channel. Where do I play drums? I have been a professional musician for a long time, so I have played drums all over. I play in many bands. I have been in hundreds of bands. Every kind of music: rock, blues, jazz, funk, Latin, pop, country, hip hop, classical, whatever. I've played almost every kind of music you can imagine. Why is vacation important? Adam, you don't need my help for that. You don't need my help for that, Adam. You know why vacation is important. Come on, do your own homework. No, I'm sorry, Adam. I'm a teacher. I'm not going to help you cheat. You're lazy. Do your own homework. Don't insult me by asking me to do your work. I don't cheat. I teach. Do you understand? Carlenz wants help with phrasal verbs. Okay, let me help you with phrasal verbs. This is a website, and it has 390 of the most common English phrasal verbs with definitions and explanations. Okay? So there's your tip to phrasal verbs. And, Carlenz, my suggestion is phrasal verbs are kind of like idioms. They are difficult to learn because there's no pattern to them, right? So this is one that I suggest try to choose maybe five idioms and 5 phrasal verbs each week. If you can try to do that many per week, that would be pretty good. All right? 5 to 10 per week. That would be my goal. Okay? Kaku, I know you're trying to help, but Adam does not need any help. Adam, how old are you? Adam, how old are you? Are you 12, Adam? You're 18. Then you're not a little boy. You're not a little boy, Adam. You are old enough to do your own work. You don't need any help from anyone. You know the answer to this question, my friend. Stop, Adam. It's a simple question. Why is vacation good? You don't need any help from anyone to answer that question. Okay? Stop being lazy and do your own work. I'm a teacher. You can't come here to cheat. If you were 12, then maybe I would understand. But you're not 12. You're not 12, Adam. Do your own work. You can do it. Thank you very much, Shubham. Rose says it's time for sleeping. Bye for now. And yeah, I think it's probably about time for me to take a break too. I need to get back to writing my book. So, before I go, please make sure you guys do follow. I know that, I seem like I'm an angry guy, but I'm not. I'm not an angry guy. I'm a serious guy. I am a serious person. Okay? I'm not an angry person. I'm a serious person. There's a big difference. Okay? And, yeah, time flies. I know, Ahmed, but I do need to get back to doing my work today. Usually I do 2 live streams, but today I'm just going to do 1. Just 1, because I have a lot of work to do. Okay? Please make sure you follow. I have about 53,000 followers here. And that's great, but I do need more. Really, I'm sorry, but this is my job, and as you can see, I am serious about my job. I want to help people. I'm not doing this for fun. I do this for work. So, please support me. Please support me, please support me, please support me. Tell other people, and anything you can do to help promote me, please do. Okay? If you want to follow me, you can go to this Hello Talk page. Go to this Hello Talk page and you can find all of my links. You can find my YouTube channel, my TikTok, and all that. Definitely follow my YouTube. Make sure you follow my YouTube because that's where I have most of my content. Okay? All right, everybody. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for following. Thank you for participating. I hope you guys have a good morning and a good afternoon or a good evening wherever you are in the world. And don't forget that you must be a language warrior. You're not allowed to be shy. There is no shyness allowed in language learning. Okay? All right. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. Probably tomorrow. I should be back tomorrow. Okay? Unless I'm too busy. But I should be here tomorrow. Okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.